Hey guys, what's going on? Going to take a quick look here at Fantom. Ticker for this is FTM, and right now I'm on the weekly chart. Okay, first things first. Before I get into it, if you're not subscribed and you want to get notified when I drop new videos, just click subscribe, click the bell, and then click on all. Also, if you want a place to trade this, put a link in the pinned comment and description to an exchange called BloFin. So here's what it looks like. Most of the centralized exchanges now, they're requiring KYC, so they're requiring you to submit your ID. BloFin currently is one of the only exchanges that's not doing that. So if you want to maintain some level of privacy, then you can trade on this one. And if you use the links in the pinned comment and description, you're going to get a deposit bonus. All right, so let's get into the chart. As I mentioned, I'm on a weekly time frame. If you want to trade Fantom, here are the levels that I recommend that you draw. First things first. You see how we have this long-term upsloping level of support where we have over 3 contact points now? Definitely draw that. So just take the trend line, start it down here, and then move it up so it touches here and then touches right here. Next level that I recommend that you draw, and this is something that a lot of people might not be seeing, take another trend line, initiate it from the top of these wicks right here, drag it across to the low of this wick, extend it out, and you'll see that we bounced off this level several times. So here it was resistance, right here it was support. Support once again, came back below it. A little bit of a fight, we came back above it. It was support, support again, and recently it was support once again. Okay, so this level is very valid. Okay, so if we do end up pumping up here, you might end up being glad that you had this drawn and extended because it could be a potential bounce level, potential support in the future. Okay, and the third trend line is going to be right here, this horizontal line. And to mark it on your chart, what I recommend you do, just identify the top of these candle bodies and just paste it right there. Okay, so zooming out, you see it was support all throughout here. When the price came back down to it, it held a support for a couple weeks right here. When we broke below it, it flipped to a resistance. When we came above it, it was support. So just a lot of history right at this horizontal support and resistance line, and that is going to be approximately 38 cents, so 0.3875. Okay, and recently, just a couple weeks ago, you see we had this point on the chart where all 3 of these support lines intersected, okay? So right here, this cluster, it was a pretty obvious bounce zone, I would say. Okay, so zooming back out, now let's look at the potential levels of resistance that we're going to be faced with, okay? First is going to be right here. And if you want to mark this on your chart, you can initiate it right at the top of these candle bodies and then drag it up to the top of these candle bodies right here. And as you can see, I have this marked out as a zone rather than just a trend line. Okay, so resistance came above it, support came below it, and now it's resistance again. Right, now we just had the weekly candle close, and if you look how the weekly candle closed, we closed with the candle body above the starting point of this resistance, which is a good sign. Now what I'd be looking to see is some bullish continuation, so we get a candle body closing above this top line at around 57 cents. If we're able to do that, then the next level that I would personally look to is going to be likely up here at around 84 cents, and then beyond that we have this previous high where we went all the way up to $1.22, but I'm more focused on the candle body close, which was around $1.07. And speaking of this level, this is the most important level of resistance, whereas this right here is the most important level of support. Support held. Now let's see if we can come back up and have another crack at this resistance, right? Because if I zoom out, you'll see this range was support all throughout here. So starting back in September 2021, and it was support all the way until we broke it almost a year later in April 2022. And obviously, when you break a strong established level of support like that, it's going to be resistance when you approach it from underneath. And that's exactly what happened right here. Okay, smash this back down to the support, and let's see how the price responds. If we're able to break this and close a weekly candle body above about $1.17, then I don't think it's going to take very long to hit the all-time highs again, okay, at over $3. Now, one thing to keep in mind, though, is that Fantom's going to get an upgrade, and it's not going to be called Fantom anymore. I don't believe so anyway. I think it's going to be called Sonic. And what's going to happen is people are going to be able to swap their Fantom tokens at a rate of 1-to-1 for the new Sonic tokens. For the new Sonic tokens, the ticker for that is just going to be S. And I'm not entirely sure on this, but I think when that happens, there might be a new chart. Okay, so there are people that are saying that this Fantom chart looks terrible. It doesn't. It actually looks quite good. It's quite technical. As you can see, we had this 5-wave structure to the upside. We had an ABC correction down, put it in a double bottom, and now we're making higher highs and higher lows. So this is a pretty good looking chart in my opinion. But there are holders of Fantom that are excited to get the rebrand and a new chart. Now, as I mentioned, I'm not sure if that's going to happen, but that's one thing to keep in mind. Okay, so those are the key levels to watch on Fantom. This one's not overly complicated. And with the rebrand to Sonic, that's going to be a good catalyst, a good narrative in the market to pump the prices. I would expect anyway. If we are truly in a bull market, then if you were around in the 2017 cycle, just a rebrand on any of these projects would add hundreds of millions, if not billions, to the market cap. All right, hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, smash the like button because that helps me with the algorithm and the ranking of this video. And as I mentioned, if you want a place to trade this, you can check out BloFin. Use the links in the pinned comment and description. It helps me out, and you're also going to get a deposit bonus if you do. And of course, the reason why you would want to use this, no KYC, pretty self-explanatory. It's also a pretty nice interface with lots of liquidity as well. All right, that's it for now, guys. Take care. Have a good day. Bye.